Afternoon again, everyone. It is now 4:10 and I would like to call to order the Public Works and Property Vacation Committee meeting. Clerk Torado, would you mind taking the roll, please?
Committee Chair Niskoski,
Present.
Council Member Vice Chair White,
Present.
Council Member Bolden Simpson,
Present.
Council Member Dr. Davis,
Present.
Citizen Member Carl Luttrell, Citizen Member Jason Piontek.
Present.
So we do have a quorum. So at this time, we are here to hear, Bill 2421. I'm sorry, 2422. And I was informed by, Mr. Horvath, who is here, will be presenting this. If you'd like to come forward, get your name and address. I believe you're requesting to have this pulled, but would like to do a bit to explain a little background for us on this.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you.
Eric Horvath, Public Works Director with office on 13th floor of this building. Thank you for your time tonight. Appreciate the opportunity to update the council on where we are on this project. As you know, back on June 4th, you appropriated $2.3 million to kick this project off to do some solar panels out at the wastewater treatment plant and some energy savings stuff there as well. And after that, we went through a selection process. We selected Verigy as our certified provider for the Guaranteed Energy Savings project. And I've brought representatives here today, Rick Anderson, Greg Goodnight, who will speak to you a little bit, just so you get to see their names and faces, and they can tell you a little bit about what they do as well. But I want to apologize that this resolution, it was hitting me before this meeting. I was trying to remember why we didn't do this on another project. And after I looked at it, I realized that projects like the Century Center, we do have to go through the political subject or through the legislative body for this process. And when we do that, we do a resolution authorizing us to do some activities, and then ultimately we come back to the council and you guys would approve the final contract. We'd make we'd do an advisory recommendation and have you approve that contract. The governing body in the statute, though, for water and wastewater is the Board of Works. So I shouldn't have brought this to the council, but I still think it's a good opportunity to at least update the council and keep you informed on what's going on. I'm happy to provide further updates later too as we move the project forward, because it is a very exciting project for us. As you know, this is part of what we're doing to meet our climate action plan and our goals of getting to eliminate our greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. In addition to that, it became a really opportune time because of the ability to use the IRA tax credits that we talked about. So we will be applying for tax credits as part of this. So it makes that return on investment much better. So we're looking at initial investment of around $2.3 million, and we're expecting somewhere between $5 and $6 million in savings over the lifetime of the asset. So we're excited to get this project kicked off and get moving, because it's every minute that sooner we get this, it's more renewable energy and less coal energy that we're using, and better for our environment. So not only do we have a project that's going to pay long-term dividends for our bottom line at the wastewater plant over time, but it'll also help us protect the environment. So I'd ask, I don't know if Rick or Greg or either one wants to speak, but if you'd indulge them in a minute, they could tell you about Verigy and a little bit about the project.
Sure. Thank you so much. If you want to come up and give your name and address for the record, please.
Yes, hi, Rick Anderson with Verigy. I'm going to hire Eric. He did such a nice job. So anyway, yeah, Rick Anderson with Verigy. Greg Goodnight's with me as well. So we enlisted, came and met with the city 6 months ago-ish. And we talked about what we can do potentially for the city. they focused on the wastewater treatment plant. That's a great idea because that's your largest utility user of any city facilities. So it's a great place to get started. We're in Indiana. We're not an Indiana-based company, but we have a large presence in Indianapolis. And we've done probably 50 or 60 of these similar type projects all over the state. We're currently working on the city of Lafayette's wastewater treatment plant as well. And we've got another handful that we've done wastewater treatment plants for with solar. But great opportunity. The other thing to consider is the utility situation. State of Indiana's pretty bad right now. We're a regulated utility state, so the rates just keep going up. As you guys probably know, you see your bills at home, high percentage. So the nice part about this is we're trying to offset as much as we possibly can, and that helps you long term, because if these rates keep going up, whatever we're able to offset is not applicable to those rate increases, which is nice. So it's a great project, and I know the climate action plan, you're looking at doing some more projects. If this one is successful, I'm sure it will be. So we'd love to. And also wanted to add too, we have some subcontractors that we utilize as part of these projects. We go local as much as we possibly can. So we're looking to hire any local subcontractors that we can, as long as they're price competitive with what we're trying to do. So.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you so much
Yeah,
for
thank you.
for coming. And I'm going to ask my committee members if they have any questions.
I don't have any questions.
Councilmember
but
White.
You get around for comments. I would like to make a comment.
Okay. Well, this is just
I
an
have a
update, so if you
question.
have a question or a comment, either.
Okay. I would like to first thank Eric for circling back to the council and
Sure.
for giving us an update, even though we are not the body in which the approval must come through, but it's very important that we are kept abreast
Yes.
and that we have the knowledge, and thank the gentleman for coming up and sharing as well. Because it's very important that we are made aware of the things that are going to impact our citizens.
Yep.
And also, if we have any questions, we have the opportunity to address those to you. So I really thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you,
Councilmember
President.
President.
I had some more question, the gentleman, you were hitting on it, but I think I need some more clarification about being able to keep rates down. This
Yeah.
will keep it down.
Yeah, so this will do two things. One, the AP rates are going to be where they're going to be. They're going to continue to raise their rates. I think what Rick was saying is, to the degree that we're creating our own energy, we're not buying from them. And so we prevent having to, have that burden of the increased costs. But in addition to that, I think the other thing it can provide is we can look at distribution of energy in the wastewater treatment plant, or peak shaving, so that perhaps we can get on a better rate than we currently are. So sometimes when you're using a lot of energy at one time, you get a rate that's not very good because the demand is so high. They need to plan for that and prepare their equipment for that huge demand. But if you can keep that demand in a bar that's lower, then you'll get a better rate. And so that's the other benefit that this could have. It's a corollary benefit, but in general, it's just avoiding those future costs that are going to come from increases in rates on the energy side.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there any other comments or questions? Is there anyone online, Clerk Toronto? I don't think so.
There are no members from the public wishing to speak in favor or online.
Well, would you like to make a comment, Pastor? Go ahead.
Eric, how much is this estimated to save us?
So we can report, get a little feedback, sorry. We can report back on that, but we're estimating somewhere between $5 and $6 million over the 25-year period. But we will have an agreement with Verigy that will give us a guaranteed savings for a period of time that they will guarantee. And then they'll have a process through which they verify that over time. So there's a measurement verification process that they do, that each year they're going to tell us, okay, we told you we'd save you this and we've actually saved you this, and figure out where that is. If the savings aren't what they said they would be and what we've agreed to, then they need to guarantee that piece, and they could talk about that, because I don't think they've ever had one where they haven't met the savings. So they're, usually when they tell you they're gonna, well, I shouldn't say usually, when they tell you there's gonna be a savings, you are gonna see that savings, but it is guaranteed. So if they don't meet it, then they have to cover that.
Right, that's good to know. Thank you.
And when do you anticipate starting the project and the length of the project?
That's a great question. So we would hope to start soon, probably in the next couple of weeks. We'll get things rolling. Now, you won't see construction because there's a lot of stuff they have to do ahead of time. So they'll start going through their process of actually determining, putting plans together, determining what needs to go out there. Once they get that, then they'll go through a process of getting bids and trying to get the contractors all lined up to get the solar panels and get the work done. We look to complete by July of next year. So we're going to try to move this as quickly as we can. So hopefully by July of 2025, you'll see solar panels up at the wastewater plant. Is that correct?
One more comment, please.
Sure. Go ahead.
I was very pleased that you're saying you're going to use local contractors. Please try and let's not just look at the bottom, the price, the bid, but be a responsive bidder. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Yep.
Yeah, does that go out as an RFP then, or since you've already secured a contractor, does he just go out and how does that work?
Yeah, so we did an RFQ for this process to select Verigy, and we have to select a certified provider. There's about 20 of them in the state. And now, after they put this together, they'll be responsible for guaranteeing everything. So they're really going to be responsible for putting that together, but they'll work with us on making sure that they try to get bids from local people, make sure we're including MWBE. I'm doing all the things that we have required in our own ordinances and requirements we have locally. So I think that's pretty much the process, but they will seek those bids.
Okay, thank you. Is there any other questions, comments? Okay, I don't see any. Thank you so much, and I look
Thank you.
forward to hearing from an update from you as the project progresses. I think it might be interesting for all of us to come out at some point and visit the project and see how that installation. I mean,
That'd be
it's
fantastic.
fascinating and it's just wonderful, especially for our carbon footprint in the city of South Bend.
That's great. That'd be fantastic. Thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, at this point, I would like to entertain a meeting to adjourn. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Our next committee meeting is ZNA that starts at 4:30, which that's about 7 minutes.